While an honest mistake of fact could be used to excuse a person from the legal consequences of his acts, as it negates malice or evil motive, a mistake of law cannot be utilized as a lawful justification because everyone is presumed to know the law and its consequences. People of the Philippines, good day. My name is Joey, and today we will discuss the case in relation to the petition to sign in the role of attorneys of Michael A. Medado, BM number 2540, promulgated on September 24, 2013. That raises a question whether a bar passer who failed to sign the role of attorney and subsequently practiced the profession acted in good faith or bad faith. So before we jump to the discussion, I would like first to introduce my group mates. So the members are Arceo, Carmelia, Coline, Ampatuan, Mustapha, Simeon, Camacho, Claire, Melody, Capa, Allan, Ibabao, Cheska, Angelie, Ibanez, Marriane May, Lagnayo, Ryan, Mutia, Robert, Racho, Earl, Mark, Roferos, Ladyferdel, and Vallar, Neil, John. And to start up, I would like to call on Coline to talk about the facts. Coline?
So here are the facts of the case. Michael A. Medado passed the Philippine bar exams in 1979. On May 7, 1980, he took the attorney's oath at the PICC. He was scheduled to sign the roll of attorneys on May 13, 1980, but failed to do so, allegedly because he had misplaced the notice to sign the roll of attorneys. Several years later, while rummaging through his things, he found the said notice.
He then realized that he had not signed in the roll, and that what he had signed at the entrance of the PICC was probably just an attendance record. He thought that since he already took the oath, the signing of the roll of attorneys was not as important. The matter of signing in the roll of attorneys was subsequently forgotten.
In 2005, when Medado attended MCLE seminars, he was required to provide his roll number for his MCLE compliances to be credited. Not having signed in the roll of attorneys, he was unable to provide his roll number.
About 7 years later, in 2012, Medado filed the instant petition, praying that he will be allowed to sign in the roll of attorneys. Medado justifies this lapse by characterizing his acts as neither willful nor intentional, but based on a mistaken belief and an honest error of judgment.
The Office of the Bar Confidant recommended that the instant petition be denied for petitioner's gross negligence, gross misconduct, and utter lack of merit, saying that petitioner could offer no valid justification for his negligence signing in the roll of attorneys. That's all for the facts of this case. Let me call on Mustapha Ampatuan to discuss the issue of this case.
So the issue of this case is whether or not the petitioner may be allowed to sign the roll of attorneys. So the ruling. Yes, the Supreme Court granted the petition subject to the payment of a fine and the imposition of a penalty equivalent to suspension from the practice of law. Not allowing Medado to sign in the roll of attorneys would be akin to imposing upon him the ultimate penalty of disbarment, a penalty reserved for the most serious ethical transgressions. In this case, said action is not warranted.
The Supreme Court believed that the petitioner Medado demonstrated good faith and good moral character when he filed the instant petition to sign in the roll of attorneys, because of the fact that he himself acknowledged his lapses and called the attention of the court and not a third party after the passage of more than 30 years. As such, the court believed that the petitioner still possessed the required character to be a member of the Philippine Bar and still acknowledged the fact that he was a competent and able legal practitioner, having held various positions at different firms and companies.
However, Medado is not free from all liabilities for his years of inaction. A mistake of law cannot reason out as a lawful justification because everyone is presumed to know the law and its consequences. As the principle goes, ignorance of the law excuses no one.
Medado may have at first operated under an honest mistake of fact when he thought that what he had signed at the PICC entrance before the oath-taking was already the role of attorneys. However, the moment he realized that what he had signed was just an attendance record, he could no longer claim an honest mistake of fact as a valid justification. At that point, he should have known that he was not a full-fledged member of the Philippine Bar, as it was the act of signing therein that would have made him so. When in spite of his knowledge, he chose to continue practicing law, he willfully engaged in the unauthorized practice of law.
Knowingly engaging in unauthorized practice of law, likewise, transgresses Canon 9 of the Code of Professional Responsibility. At the heart of Canon 9 is the lawyer's duty to prevent unauthorized practice of law. This duty likewise applies to law student and bar candidates. As aspiring members of the bar, they are bound to conduct themselves in accordance with the ethical standards of the legal profession.
Medado cannot be suspended as he is not yet a full-fledged lawyer. However, the court imposed upon him a penalty akin to suspension by allowing him to sign in the Rule of Attorneys 1 year after receipt of the resolution. He was also made to pay a fine of 32,000 pesos. Also, during the 1 year period, petitioner was not allowed to engage in the practice of law.
So, to wrap it up, let us take note of these important points, lessons, and highlights of this case. First is the importance of signing in the Role of Attorneys to make a bar passer become a full-fledged member of the Philippine Bar. Second is the prevention of engaging in unauthorized practice of law which transgresses Canon 9 Code of Professional Responsibility. This does not only apply to legal practitioner but also to a law student or even to a bar candidate that as an aspiring member of the Philippine Bar, they shall or they are bound to conduct themselves with ethical standards of the legal profession. Lastly would be the fact that even if or although the mistake of fact can be utilized as a lawful justification, a mistake of law cannot because everyone is presumed to know the law and its consequences.
Okay. So, guys, thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new today. This is from your future Pañeros and Pañeras. And don't forget, please hit the like button of the page, like and share this video, and please leave us some comments. Good day.